Hello, all my naughty nymphs, furtive pimps, everybody else not sitting on a pillow. You reach the flip side. All right. Hey, real simple. Make it simple. It's going to be real quick. Me. Army. Aren't really Marine yet. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Coast Guard. That's me. I swear to gosh. Trump started the Space Force. I'm not joking. The moment they put a ship up in space and call it the Enterprise, I'm changing my name to James Tiberius Kirk. I'm not joking. I will change my name. I will. Absolutely, positively. But regardless, I'm going to absolutely give a fuck. Absolutely give a fuck. Oh, allergies. Oh, it's a beautiful day, though. I mean, it's sunny and shit here. I need to go fix the flag, but I need to get that flagpole put in. I need some help. I don't need help. I can do this shit myself, but it'd be nice if people come and help me. It'd be nice if people just show up and help me do shit. I thrive on other people's thoughts and ideas. I do. I thrive on it. I can do all this shit myself, and I've done all this shit myself. Shit, how old am I now? 50 years old? I've been doing my own shit for 50 fucking years. Giving an absolute fuck about people, helping people, doing shit for people. And some people, friends, family, whatever. Giving an absolute fuck about them and doing it as cheap as possible. Because I know so much shit. I'm a jack of all trades, master of all. And I absolutely give a fuck about humanity. And try to help people get shit done. Where they don't have to pay so much shit to do. What sucked was my family on my mother's side. They give me to do shit for them and shit like that. And of course, they'd never do and study how much it would cost to get it done. And then pay me, at least a small percentage of it. They just pay me the cheapest amount that they wanted to pay me. And not once. Well, one time I had an aunt, my mother, one of 4 children, all females. And one of them, one time, because I said something, brought me to dinner. Just once, after I'd done all kinds of amazing shit on her fucking house. Regardless, doesn't matter. It does not matter. It truly doesn't. But regardless, I've said regardless too many fucking times. I truly love all of you, and I will do amazing shit for anybody that needs shit done. I can't, because I know everything. I'm an architect. I'm a professor, a teacher. I'm anything you can think of. Oh shit. There's another word. Oh, brain. Traumatic brain injury. Give me a second. Blah blah blah. My grandfather, who drove ICX, International Corporate Exchange, and they were yellow. ICX, and he died when I was 6 years old. And excuse me. Fortunately, I was 3 years old when my parents, my mother Baptist, my dad atheist, they didn't push their theological thoughts onto me. But when I was 3 years old, I tried to wake them up one morning on a Sunday, and they wouldn't do it. So I got dressed and walked 7 blocks to go to a Baptist church there in Aledo just to see what it was. Went to the Sunday school, went up to you call it the hall, the whatever you want to call it, and heard the preacher back in 1973 preaching hell and high water and walking back and forth and screaming and yelling and all this other shit. And then all of a sudden they passed the pot. And of course I didn't bring any change. I didn't bring any money. I didn't know I needed to because I walked there myself. And then the deacon, the deacon put me into his office. Thanks gosh, he had a secretary. And he didn't molest me. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. If he'd have molested me, there'd be some issues. But regardless, you know, where's your mom? Where's your dad? Why are you here? It's funny. But regardless, I went there many times. And then, of course, my mother, as much as she abused me, doesn't matter. She was amazing. She had friends that were members of other church, and I went to other churches so I could, and she didn't know, she didn't understand, she didn't figure it out, but I was studying theology, absolutely studying theology, all theology, you know, all religions from all around the world. I was studying the history of it. I was studying the current history, the past history from when they were created. And she didn't know that, but it's all good. It's all good. You know, I love my mom. She's amazing. You know, she hates me right now. I'm the black sheep. And if you haven't read my or haven't watched my video where I read the synopsis of the book I was about to publish called Sheeple, right before all this shit fucking happened. And then my second book, Sheeple is like a Dr. Seuss kind of book, little rhyme book. It's small, you know, and it describes all the artwork, which it took me 3.5 years to find somebody to do the artwork. I could have done the artwork myself. Of course, I'm artistic excellence from a United States Congressional Art Competition my last year of high school. Drew the cover of the annual my first year of high school. And I could have done the artwork, but I wanted an individual to get their name credited as the artist on the book that I published first. And it took me 3.5 years after November 5th, 2015, when I created that book, Sheeple. And she was only 13 years old. She was a friend of mine who, he retired. I say retired. Yeah, retired sounds good. He was a contractor. He lives like a block and a half here in White Settlement. And went and took care of his daddy, who's got Alzheimer's. But he had a granddaughter, who are two of them, that are very smart. Well, one of them is an absolute artist. The other one's an artist as well, but she was 13, a year and a half ago? And then it took another year and a half for her to get motivated. You know, right before all this fucking Corona fucking bullshit happened. Corona, crapola, malarkey, snapola, shapola, shapola. I don't know. I know the words. It doesn't matter. But she was amazing. She did an amazing job. I wanted originally. It was 2. You hear that? Yeah. You hear the birds? I've been talking to the birds. I fed the birds. I don't know if you can see that shit or not. I put some bird food out. But it took, she was 13 when I first met her, a year and a half ago. And then it took another year and a half for her to get a little older, to get mature enough to get the job done. And I motivated. I talk shit, which I should not, but you know, regardless, I just wanted to get the fucking job done. And I was going to publish that freaking book, Sheeple, which is like I said, it's like a Dr. Seuss book. You know, what it does is it helps and motivates and gives information to people who, children, middle adults, adults, who are the sheeple of their society or their family or whatever. And it lets them know, hey, you're amazing. And then it's got the last 5 pages are just lines, with the top of it says, outside of the box, free critical thoughts, which when I won Artistic Excellence from a United States Congressional Art Competition my last year of high school, the name of the artwork, outside of the box, free critical thoughts. And then when I joined the military, and that was August 24th, 2089, went to Fort Benning infantry. Of course, went when I did my ASVAB here in White Settlement. I dumbed my ASVAB because I didn't want them to fucking pick and choose what I wanted to become. I wanted to start from the bottom. Absolutely start from the bottom. And then I joined. And then they made me, infantry dragon gunner. And that was basic in AIT. So, of course, the drill sergeant loved the fuck out of me. Because I'm a smart cookie and give an absolute fluck about people. Now, I'm not one of these. There was members that were part of my unit that when we were in basic, that one of them, he'd show me his card. He had a card that showed the ace of spades. He said, I just love to kill people. And I tried to educate him. Oh my gosh, I tried to let him know, man, you don't need to just kill. You know, you need to be smarter than that. But he just wanted to kill. And then we had one individual that a group of them one night took some socks, filled them with bars of soaps, took his bedding, held him down, and beat the holy fuck out of him. And of course, I was asleep that time. If I was awake, if I was running fire patrol, I had to stop that shit because they did it while I wasn't doing it. And but I found out who they were. And then, of course, you know, after basic, before AIT, we went on our little break or whatever, and one of them came back with a broken arm. Figure it out. The other one came back, and then both of them wanted to get the fuck out of the military. Of course, I went and had a conversation with the brain throwing. Give me a second. I can see the picture. I can see who they are. But I'm having an issue right now at the moment. Drill sergeant. There we go. I went, and he had a conversation, wanted to know about, you know, did I know? I said, you know what? I don't know, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to take care of it. And I did. And that's when they sit there and made me in charge of KP duty. And of course, I picked individuals, you know, every bedding, blah, 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 blah. And then when Thanksgiving came, I let everybody, when their family showed up, didn't matter. I don't care if their family showed up or not. I took care of KP myself on Thanksgiving. And I didn't even know my family, mother and father, my fiance, drove all the way from Aledo, Texas, to fucking Fort Benning, Georgia. I didn't know that. They didn't tell me. But I'm in there. I'm taking care of KP on Thanksgiving. And they showed up. And I went out and talked to them. Said, hey, look, I didn't know y'all were going to show up. I'm doing KP today. I love y'all. And walked back and took care of KP. You know, because I absolutely gave a fluck about all the people who I gave a fluck about. You know, if you're a fucktard, I took care of you. If you were a give a fuck, I took care of you. And that was in basic. in AIT. Well, I was in basic. And they didn't like the fact that I couldn't come out and hang out with them and shit. But you know what? I took charge. And I took care of KP, cleaning, taking potatoes. That's KP. You know, washing dishes, shit like that, all by my fucking self. With no other help. Because I gave an absolute fuck about all the other people. And let them spend time with their fucking family. And of course, the first year, all right, well, shit, you know, it was the end of Thanksgiving that I ended basic in AIT. And then I went to Korea in the 7th ID in Camp Boniface. And after I became a captain, because a general loved the fuck out of me, and he was a smart cookie, and he knew everything I needed to know, and I knew everything he needed to know. Made me a captain from private. My first unit was the 4th Platoon. After we did Camp Boniface, or after we did Panmunjom, we did one click later. We did 3 days in Panmunjom, then we go down a click away and we train and whatever. And on the 24th of December at Fire Patrol. So I wrapped up in a Gourmet suit, had a 1911 Colt 45 in my hip, had a M1A2 with a 203. Come on now. It was a 5.56 military weapon, and at a M203, which was a grenade launcher. And I walked around in snow to my hip around the building while everybody slept. And instead of waiting an hour or 2 hours and waking somebody else, I did it the entire fucking night until the morning of Christmas Eve in 1989. And then after the light happened, I sat there and woke one individual up and said, hey, go do fire patrol. And then I cooked breakfast for everybody for Christmas. Because I'm an absolute give a fuck and not a fucktard. White zone police officers, you fucking piece of fucking filth. And all the other police forces in this fucking United States. Fuck all of you. I'm an absolute give a fuck and not a fucktard. I'm a counselor. I'm a fucking professor. I'm a fucking architect. I'm a fucking inventor. And you are all fucktards. Well, not all of you. Of course, not all of you, because some of you give a fuck. But the ones that do give a fuck won't fucking sit there and do shit and talk shit about the individuals that are fucktards. The bullies. Because you're afraid. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Because you won't talk truth. Talk truth. Talk truth. You fucktards. Give an absolute fuck about humanity and stop being a fucktard. Alright, so we're at we're at 19 minutes. I truly do love each and every one of you. Truly and deeply I do. I do. I mean, you hear the birds. Love the birds. You know, I've given an absolute fuck about humanity my entire life. Of course, I was 3 years old, walked 7 blocks, dressed, parents wouldn't wake up, and went to church and studied theology. And then went to other churches because my mother, and even though she was Baptist, raised Baptist, she sent me, even though she didn't know what she was doing. She had friends that, you know, different churches, shit like that. And that's when I went to all kinds of different churches at a very young age. Before my first sister was born in 1974 on April 22nd. And I've been studying people from childhood. And if you don't know, look at my back. videos. Look at my other channel, the original channel, where you can study about how my kindergarten teacher beat the holy shit. Well, she didn't beat the shit out of me, but she grabbed me up by the ear or the arm and dragged me from her class. It was her first year to be a teacher. And I'm just happy to be in a class with students of my age that weren't the bullies that were older than me that beat the fuck out of me, and my mother beat the fuck out of me. And I was so happy, and apparently that bothered her, so she grabbed me up by the ear or the arm, belittled and berated me, and dragged me about a football length from her classroom to the principal's office. And my first grade teacher, because my father didn't show up, and she screamed and yelled and told everybody, make sure your parents show up, make sure your dad shows up. And of course my dad, worked, went to a bar, shot pool, shit like that, and he wasn't there that evening. I begged my mother, please, 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 make certain my dad shows up, make certain he goes to this, blah, blah, blah. And of course he didn't. So the next morning, at the class in first grade, my first grade teacher put a pacifier on a piece of yarn around my neck, made me suck on it, and belittled and berated me the entire day. And when I told my mom, which mistakes were made, she abused me too. She learned it from her mother, who learned it from her mother, et cetera, et cetera. We know about that whole... I've already had this conversation about, my great-great-great-great-grandmother was Full-Blooded Creek, stolen because the federal government back in 1804, 1806 passed the Educate the Natives Act and stole all the children they could and put them on to boarding schools all around the United States. Of course, my great-great-great-great-grandmother, Full-Blooded Creek, was stolen from her family and put into a Baptist boarding school in Jacksboro, where they beat, raped, molested Native American out of her. So, irrelevant. Okay, well, it's not irrelevant, but it's truth. So she passed that, or it was a pattern, and she passed that on to her children, who passed it on to her children, who passed it on to her children, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why my mother did the thing she did. And she did some amazing things too. I mean, she was fantastic. The abuse that she did with me, and the amazing things she did, helped me understand humanity more. And that's why I love the hell out of her. But she hates me at the moment because I'm the black sheep. It's all good. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, I can't remember what I was saying. I was talking about something. It was really important. But I do truly love each and every one of you. Oh my gosh, where are we at now? 23 minutes. That's a long one. This is one of these long ones. I do truly love each and every one of you. Absolutely. All the human beings on this little earth. We're all unique, amazing, unique, awesome, inspiring human beings on this earth. On this little blue marble, this great, big, vast, infinite, ever-expansive universe. We should all get along, but unfortunately we don't. Doesn't matter about your color, doesn't matter about your creed, doesn't matter about your religion, doesn't matter about your politics, doesn't matter about your sexual choices. We are all amazing, unique, inspiring, awesome human beings. And we should all get along, but unfortunately we don't. I do truly love each and every one of you. Carpe diem, which is Latin for seize a day. Peace, and as always, catch you on the flip side. Ow!